Hi, welcome to Lee on the Lectionary, and today we're looking at the readings for the last Sunday after Trinity in Year B. And those readings are Jeremiah 31 verses 7 to 9, Hebrews 7 23 to 28, and Mark 10 46 to 52. The readings for this week: rejoice in the everlasting salvation which Christ has brought to his people, opening their eyes to see his glory as they approach him by faith. Everlasting salvation which Christ has brought to his people, opening their eyes to see his glory as they approach him by faith. So Jeremiah's prophecy of a return from exile for the remnant of Israel begins with loud shouts of gladness and praise to the one who saves his people. But it is more than a localized event. They come from the land of the north, but also from the farthest parts of the earth, it says, to enjoy restoration and refreshment. And in this mass movement of people come not just the strong, but the weak and vulnerable too. The blind, the lame, pregnant mothers are all named here. They come weeping, but will be consoled. They come thirsty, but will find brooks of water. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, they are led on a straight path back to God, their Father. One particular blind beggar shouts out to the Lord and is saved in our gospel reading today. He can't be silenced by the stern rebukes of onlookers, but cries out even more to Jesus, Son of David. Jesus, Son of David, the merciful King. Martin Luther once pictured those crowds trying to silence Bartimaeus as like the crowd of thoughts that seek to hinder us from praying. Why do you want to pray? Why do you want to pray? Do you not know who you are and what God is? Many voices tell us that it is pointless to pray and it accomplishes nothing, that Jesus cannot or will not give us what we need and want. These are burdensome for the Spirit, says Luther, and they hinder very many. And yet we must push through the crowds, for Jesus stands and bids us come to him. As Luther says, a truly great struggle of the Spirit is necessary. Well, the blind beggar came not just asking for money, as people might have expected, or asking for help for this particular moment. He was asking for his sight. His spiritual perception was acute because he recognized Jesus for who he was. And on this basis, Christ restores his vision as well. It is a gift with a purpose, that the man might now follow Jesus in faith on the way. Hebrews chapter 7 speaks of a solid salvation which is accomplished once and for all and never needs to be repeated or reiterated. The priesthood of Christ, it says, is a permanent priesthood because he is alive forever. Now, priests under the Old Covenant needed to be replaced from time to time because they had a limited lifespan and they tended to die eventually. But Jesus, says Hebrews, well, he lives forever, and consequently he is able for all time to save those who approach God through him. He did not leave us for the glories of a distant heaven, passing on his priesthood to another, whether Peter, the Pope, or someone else. No, he continues to exercise that priesthood himself, personally and directly, making intercession for all those who come to him. What's more, his sacrifice is far superior to the sacrifices made by any earthly priest. Unlike them, he is holy, blameless, undefiled, and utterly exalted. And yet he gave up his own life for weak and seedy sinners like us, as a perfect and definitive once and for all time offering which needs no repetition. As the old hymn puts it, because the sinless Saviour died, my sinful soul is counted free. For God the just is satisfied to look on him and pardon me. So, the perfect priest offers the perfect sacrifice, and he ever lives and pleads for me. He's alive forever, continuing, even now, as you're listening to this, continuing to apply the benefits of his saving work to his faithful people, so that no tongue can bid me thence depart. So, let us press through the crowds that would keep us from him.